everybody on YouTube, do a video for you, tell you what's been happening, how everything turned out yesterday at one of the auctions. Tried to do YouTube, but it wouldn't come up over at the auction. So we're here in Texas right now, state of Texas, and giving you some education, giving you some knowledge of how this works in the state of Texas. All right. So remember, we know about Texas. Texas is a redeemable tax deed state. You have either a 2-year redemption period for a homestead property or a 6-month redemption period for non-homestead property, or 2 years for agricultural land. But anyway, so the auction went yesterday. We were down in Williamson County, Texas, okay, or the city of Georgetown. Very nice city, okay. And originally they had 31 properties set to go to sale. Think about that, 31 properties set to go to sale, and only 3 went to sale. But that's what happens. Remember, I tell people, you will have a higher likelihood on a deed auction or a redeemable deed auction that properties will not go to sale. Because the owner knows they're going to lose the property. Compared to a lien auction, the owner knows, it's a lien, fuck, I know I got 1 year. I got 1 year, 3 years, 2 years, whatever it is, right? To pay the taxes. Well, a lot of things can change in that 2-3 year period that people don't realize that can happen. So this is why everybody has to make their choice of which way they want to do it, either the lien auction or the deed auction, okay? You got to make your decision. Which way do you want to do it? A lien auction, deed, or redeemable deed? So down there in Williamson County, Texas, okay, they had 31 properties, only 3 went to sale. One of them really got bid up really high. I think it was a house. And neighborhood was so-so, marginal area, but they said that they're improving that neighborhood. But still, pay $270,000 cash on that property. And he'll either go and get a loan on it, which there's companies out there will give you like 70% of your money back. So he only has 30% of the money invested. So 30% of that, so it's about $60,000 that you actually have invested. And the other money is just a loan. So you got to pay the interest and the principal on it. The question is, you know, is it a 6-month redemption period you have to wait? And I think the reason why they ran the property up so high is because it was 6 months. It was a 6-month redemption period. It wasn't a 1-year redemption period. A 2-year redemption period. So I think it's 6 months. So I said, okay, we'll keep it for 6 months. Because remember, over there in Texas, is once 6 months comes up, you just apply for the deed. You just get the deed. You don't have to go through a whole process with the lawyers and everything. The lawyer does all that stuff for you. You pay the fee, and they've already done a lot of the noticing for you already here in Texas. So that's a huge advantage that you have here, okay? Is that time limit comes up, you just walk in and get the deed in the state of Texas, okay? But you got to do your homework. You got to know the rules. You got to know the guidelines. What are the rules? What are the guidelines in the state of Texas? We have to know this. We have to know these issues here, okay? Remember, Texas pays you 25% penalty the first year. Second year is 50% penalty. Second year. Some are going to be online. Some will be in person. So we went down to Williamson County, Texas, or Georgetown, city of Georgetown. So we drove 2 hours. Got up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was tired too. Even though I went to bed early, but still got up at 7 o'clock in the morning, drove down there, and arrived there after 9:05. A lot of people, 30, 40 people there, minimum, for this auction, big auction, for the redeemable tax deed auction. So there was a lot of people there at the auction. And prices really went high, But you learn a lot of the rules, a lot of the guidelines. I tell people, know the rules of the guidelines. Write it down, write your stuff down so you know what are the rules and the guidelines of that state. Well, went over to this county and they tell you, October, they're going to send out the bills to you. And that's, property taxes are due. Now, if you don't pay them by January 31st, or actually by February 1st, that's when you're going to get a penalty or an interest rate. They'll charge you 7%, and then every single month after that, they're going to tack on more and more. So it can add up very quickly, very, very quickly on your interest and penalty that they charge. But it's, 7% after that, 9% after that, 11% after that, 13% after that. 6 months it goes up to like 15%, and then you get a 20% penalty or charge, because now they pass it on to the attorney. Now the attorney says, "Oh, great, we've got your property now," and they're gonna charge fees. They're gonna start sending out letters. It's not just their letters; they're gonna charge their time too to put these letters out, registered letters, do all these things until the attorney will go to court and get a court judgment in order to sell the property. Okay? That's the key. They get a court judgment to sell the property. Now, once they get the court judgment to sell the property, now that's when they're going to have some excitement at that period of time. Okay? That's when they're going to have some excitement, because that's when they know the property is going to be sold. I'll tell you this, you want to do Texas, you really want to follow the properties as they go to the taxes, more and more of these taxes. And you want to follow up when they're going to go in front of the lawyer, and 2, when they're going to go in front of the judge. Okay? Because once they do that judge order, man, okay, they're going to ring. They're going to sell the house. But you know this before anybody else does. That's the key. Knowing the knowledge, knowing the rules, having the education. Most people don't know that. That's why I tell people you got to be knowing how the rules work in that state in order, if you're going to win or you're going to lose in your particular state or county. If you can buy a property way below the market or whatever before anybody else does, why won't we do it? Because people are lazy. That's why. People are lazy, in my opinion. Hey, you want to check us out at taxsalesclass.com, taxsalesclass.com. We've got a lot of Zoom classes coming up, okay? So you can register over there at taxsalesclass.com for our number of Zoom classes that we are having, okay? And they're all free, so you get a good hour and a half of training in the tax sales, okay? So we thank you guys for watching here on YouTube, okay? We talked about the state of Texas. We gave you some information of Texas, okay? With a tax sale master. Remember, on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and here on YouTube. Thanks.